Hello everybody, AOG Gaming here, back with another video on Mech Arena. So, as some of you know, maybe not all of you, Mech Arena posted that well, there's two posts. First, they're gonna take away the implant removal cost that's free. So, right now you can still do it. I think it's till the end of May. So, basically, you were able to switch around your implants and all the pilot rank points that you earned, you can basically switch them around however you want, which was insanely useful for free to play and for also for people who are paying because now they don't have to pay more because now they don't have to grind for more A coins. So basically, they're making the game worse. They're ruining the game again. So yeah, that's great. You know, the nail in the coffin. That's just great. Um, However, a few days later or 2 days later, they announced that they were going to release the Gear Hub. Um, but it still isn't going to do anything for anybody. Um, like if the Gear Hub update brings more than just the Gear Hub, so we're able to get a lot more A coins, specifically A coins. I don't know why they're so stingy. I mean, yeah, it's to make money, but they're stingy to the point where it makes no sense. Like, look at this. Even with paying money, I spent probably like $150 on this game in my entire life. That's mostly because cool skin. So most of the legendaries. So this Panther one, I saw that one. I was like, I need it. um, which one was this one as well? The Ares, for a Sentinel. No, what is the skin called again? Guardian. Oh, showpiece. That's right. That's right. Okay, completely off. And then this skin was really cool too, because it's more like robotic. There's a lot of interesting ones. I really like the legendary that they released earlier, but I wasn't gonna keep spending money on the game recently because it's not good, and I wasn't here for this skin, so I was not able to get this one. But I would have definitely just gotten this one and called it a day. I only need one for each mech that I use a lot, just because I want like a cool skin. That's pretty much it. Um, Enforcer is a really cool skin too. Um, but it's like blue and red, so like I don't know, some weapons will look kind of weird, like the beams, because they're just different colors. Maybe not if you use like two of each. But why would you? Unless you're using the frost beams, because actually, Panther is so broken when you use the frost beams, and when you get the Panther stasis time implants because you can increase the duration and just slow everything down. But that's not the point. The point. Sorry, I got off topic like really fast. um, so I spent all this money, um, just because I was enjoying the game, and then it started going downhill, and then I started drawing back, and I was like, the most I'm willing to spend now is only $5 at most. And then it got worse, and I was like, all right, well, $1, that's it. That's all I'm gonna spend. If like there's like a really good deal, because they do have good deals. I'm not gonna say that they're bad. Some of them are, most of them are scams. But some of them, you have to look for them. Like that's a scam. Um, this is not that much of a scam because it's an epic mech, so you can an epic weapon, so you can get the implants pretty fast, and they give you implants to start. So I don't know if you can get it 3 star, but if you can, it's still pretty easy because then you get it a 4 star or rank 4, and you're basically where you were going to be. But if you unlocked it in the gear hub, if that's how it works, because the gear hub is. I haven't played it, but it seems like you unlock with stars, but I don't know if they're the same level rarity, which I'm assuming they are, because every rarity starts at a different rank. So rare at 3, 4, sorry, epic at 4 stars or rank 4, legendary at 5. So everything has a rank when you just unlock it like normally. So I'm hoping the Gear Hub is like that, and then not everything is like atrocious. A coin, like just worth all A coins, and it's atrocious amount. I'm fine with credits, but again, not like a crazy amount. Like if I have to spend 3 million credits just to get an epic weapon, I'm quitting. Like 100%. Like I'm just deleting the game. I already quit. Sorry, I'm deleting the game. I haven't deleted the game, and like I come on like once in a blue moon and just check. Um, Mostly I just look on YouTube and see if they have anything new about their updates, but I check on the app anyway because they don't tell you anything. But like I was saying before, the update there's a new update coming August at the end of August. The thing is, here, wait. Okay, finally. Sorry, my other earbud wasn't connecting. So that's why I was being very non-verbal and using very bad English. Okay, some water. All right, so yeah, the update's coming in like 10 days. It's like the 19th, so the 30th or the 29th or like the end of August, basically. So be prepared for that. They have 10 days, so I have a message to the developers in retort to all the shit that's going on in the game. Um, so before I do that, I'm gonna just continue what I was talking about. Um, so I was talking about my mechs, right? Like how it's basically impossible to do anything without acorns. So this mech is fine. Like everything is upgraded here, but this is the mech that I've been investing all of my resources into, basically, and every other mech I like basically just go on the side. So the reason I did that is because Panther was really broken at the beginning, and it still is a really broken mech. However, now it doesn't really like it's okay, but you have to use it really well. And the best weapon to use Panther with is definitely the disc launchers. Like in every scenario, PvP, like if you don't use the disc launchers, you can't utilize your wall to the maximum potential because not only do you slow and block them, but then you can go around corners like from where your wall is, go pretty far, and then still be able to deal damage to them just because of how the weapons work. So you can still like you can basically be hidden from them. Like it's very interesting. You have to be very good though to do that. Like you can basically make the panther into a ghost. I've seen some very good players who can do that. Basically, they do corner peeking, so all you see is like the weapon firing. And then sometimes you see them like dart. That's it. But like you're slowed by the wall, and you kind of have to rush through the wall just to go to them. But they're backing up and shooting as soon as they see you getting closer, and you can see them getting closer because you can see them on your, you can see the distance decreasing or increasing. So it's really easy for the panther to basically be out of range unless it's javelin, so you have to be undercover. Unless it's like some of the guided weapons, of course, if you're against another disc launch user. But the wall can slow them down. You can pretty much run away if you're taking too much damage. There's some legendary mechs. So what's that legendary mech? I'm getting way too off topic here, but basically I've been investing all my resources into this mech, so I'm not going to do a full view of Panther. I was basically, my mind is going too far into that. So he's a very good mech. So that's why, not he, it's a very good mech. So I spent all my resources on it, and everything else I kind of just sidetracked for the most part. But yeah, and then everything else you can see, I have a need for acorns. I basically have to upgrade the rank of everything, and I have so many imprints. So sorry, blueprints. So I go to this. Well, I can't see how many blueprints. Oh wow, it's hidden behind the thingy. What the? There's a bug. Look at that bug. Look at that bug. Oh no. Okay, well that's stupid. Look, you can see the right next to the credit icon, like the actual symbol itself, the currency symbol itself. You see the little cards next to it. Um, because it's supposed to appear when you can only use when you upgrade the rank because you can only use A coins. So you're supposed to be able to see how many blueprints you have, but I guess I can't anymore because Plarium sucks. Beep. Beep. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, now every single mech I have basically, and like you can see in the back, like some of these I also have to upgrade the rank. Like, of course, I have not a single legendary pilot because they're impossible to get. 3,008 coins for a pilot is a ridiculous amount. Like, I know everything in the game is really hard to get, but Plarium, excuse me. Ooh. Ah, sorry about that, guys. I don't think I'm sick, but here, let me drink some water. I can't breathe through my nose. This sucks. All right. So, I mean, yeah, Plarium knows what they're doing. The grind is just way too much for any person, even if you pay. Like that's the problem with all these mobile games. This game, the phone's not turning around. I need it to like. No, it doesn't want to. Okay, sorry. Give me a sec. I'm trying to. The phone is upside down for me right now, and it doesn't want to work. Okay. Yeah, and every time I try and swipe, this piece of shit is like not working. It's really annoying. What in the hell? Okay, well, come on. Can you stop? I'm trying to access the top and I'm swiping down, but it's not working. Okay, well, whatever. I'll just hold it like this. It's fine. So yeah, basically everything in the game requires acorns to do anything with. And what do? Put that behind the paywall. So in response, people quit because they literally can't progress, and they have to keep paying. Not no joke, hundreds of dollars a week. No, maybe not that much. Maybe like $50 every like no, I would say at least like $80 a month to keep up with the grind. Unless they're on the top leaderboard. Like this is just to like upgrade stuff and increase rank and stuff. So really, just even if they release the gear hub, it's not gonna matter. So people are like, I commented, I'm like, I hope this is the saving grace on their account. Um, but I need to explain to Mech Arena. This is a message to you, Plarium. The grind in both of your games is what makes them pay to play. Because the grind basically puts you at the bottom of the ladder and keeps you there. And there's no way you can get to the top. Don't even like say there's a way that you can compete with people at the top if you started from the beginning. No, you can't because you're not the one paying hundreds of dollars, and it's ridiculous. Every mobile game is like this, and I'm giving a message to Plarium. This is the only way to change the mobile game industry. You have to make your games so that people spend money, but also like are able to grind a decent amount every day. Um, and most companies, like some good companies, have tried to balance. That's why some games are 4.7. But still, every game you cannot tell me that every game out there you can just grind a little bit, grind a little bit, pay, and be at the top by just spending a ridiculous amount of money. And all you have to do is know the game mechanics, be able to use all the characters, and yeah, that'll take some time, but play the game for like a month, and you'll probably be like not a novice, but like very good at the game at that, but not like an expert, probably not, because like it took me like at least 6 months for me to get good at this. Like there's a lot of mechanics, and then when new characters are introduced, you have to learn how to use them because they bring new mechanics, they use them differently, and it's like Daddy Free to Play explained it. It's basically a second job trying to keep up with each individual game. So imagine all the games that people are doing. So that's why Daddy Free to Play was only doing this light, and he was really good at it, but that was all he was doing. Like, yeah, he's doing other games, but this light is his main content, like the main view thing. The can't speak English, Alex. uh, the main way he was getting views. So, and he's realizing even if he plays all of these games, they're all the same, and I'm like 100% there too. The grind is too much for free to play, so they quit. So that's at least 70%. The bare minimum would be 60% of your player base just gone, or barely playing the game, like coming back once in a while, trying to see how the updates are going to affect the game, which is like most players who like the game. So your designers are fine. They're not the problem because people are interested in the game. They're intrigued. Your marketing is not the problem. The problem, and it's not the prices. People can spend however much they goddamn want on the game. I don't care. They can spend thousands. They can spend millions. They're not. I'm not entitled to stop them. That's their right. The problem is the developers, like I said before, the ones at the head, they make these money decisions and they're bad for the most part for most games. Some of them are fine. And the problem with those and with most games overall is the grind. And that's what puts it behind the paywall. And I don't know if that's how the developers are like choosing their how they make money. Like that's how they're choosing their strategies like over how they make money. So they basically limit you in some way or factor so that you have to pay money in order to progress. And that's fine if but it's to a limit. And they do it to a point where it's at the detriment to the player. It's a waste of time for any free to play. Like if they spend below a certain amount of money, basically it's not worth it. Like I would say below $1,000 on any of these games, it's not worth it, like whatsoever. Um, and the thing is, you want to do it consistently. Like if you blow all your money like 1,000 at once, yeah, it'll be really good at the beginning, but like late game, give it like a few months, you're gonna slow down a lot. That's the problem. But when you consistently buy and you take your chances and you grind, you can decrease the amount of time you're spending grinding and also like losing because you have the specific characters that will push content. So that's just like overall. And mechs well, Mech Arena is different, but it's the same thing. All of these games have to grind, and that's what makes them impossible for free to play players. I know you guys want to make money, but it makes it impossible. And the thing is, a person will not spend money if it's going to be a waste of their time and they won't get anything from that money other than like satisfaction for like 2 seconds, and that's it. People are strong enough to realize that no, that's not going to give me anything. And it's not going to help me complete like this game that I really like. It's just going to pull me into more and more spending and dig deeper into my wallet. That's pretty much it. So they need to fix that grind. That's my main message in this video. The developers, if you really want to make money, it's fine. Keep all the money stuff the same. Make the grind super easy so that players are getting everything. And it'll benefit your paying players too. Don't go overboard. Like just some ridiculous ads like, oh yeah, give you 1,000,000 diamonds. Like, oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. Give people 1,000,000 diamonds. Yeah, that's definitely a good business plan. Like, yeah, that's stupid. Obviously, don't do that. But like 100K Nexus crystals, that's a lot of summons. Yeah, that's 50K summons. But you have a 1% chance to get a legendary. I would say that's valid. 100% valid. Um, just for this light itself. For this game, Plarium, I don't know. I have to review Little Big Robot because they also got an update, but it's still pay to win. And honestly, they made it basically like war robots, so it's even harder. They kind of fixed their servers though, so the it's a little less laggy, but still bad. But this game is really just a grind. And A coins. Credits are fine to get. They're a little bit of a grind, but that's fine. Like a game should you should have to do something in a game in order to get rewarded. It's not just click click, oh I got thousands of shit and I'm good. No, no, no. That's not fun either. Like that won't attract people. Um and like even IPs and stuff, like just like in general, the designs and the things that they use are amazing. People are great at that. They've been for years. That's marketing is something that people spend some billions of dollars on. It's like how they make money, but they don't understand the difference between marketing and um, investment. So with these games, it's kind of short term investment for them because 10 years, most of these games last 10 years. I give most mobile games 10 to 15 years and then they're done. But most companies, like a person, a CEO who's going to be there their entire lives, like, or whoever owns it is going to live for their entire life. So they're going to want to make more money, obviously. So they invest in another game, or they create another game, or they put money so that someone else can create a game for them, and then they make profit off of that, and they keep doing that. And all they do is control how the financial situation is, or they have someone. So they're like, this is the profits I want. This is the margins. This is what we can cut. This is how we this is how we put our money plans forward. But then the design team, the people, the developers who are making the game has to develop around that. And I really do have to take my hatred off of them because it's not them who's at fault. It's the money making people, the money decision making people. um yeah, and I don't know if you know that or if you're using that. So that's why I'm mentioning it. It's the grind. The length of the grind determines, or the length of the time that a person has to spend, just like in the entirety of a game, to get stuff determines its lifespan immediately. The lifespan of the game will last 10 to 15 games if the grind is stuck behind the paywall for the most part. And, well, no, if they're good games. If they fix, if they're always engaging. And it's been like that for a while. And they've been able to invest and make money off of that, but it's gotten to the point where people realize developers don't care, they don't answer, they don't fix anything. The game continues, people whales still spend money, so developers do what they want, and then the game dies within 10 years. So it's a cycle that keeps repeating. So free to play and everyone enjoys the game at the beginning, it's amazing. People will spend money because they like it, or they'll spend money because they're whales, and they're gonna go trigger happy on the game. So whatever they wish with their money. Um, but then developers get money greedy. They're like, oh, we're making so much money. We need to expand. We need to do this. And then they're like, we're making so much money to the point where they're like, okay, well, now we just need to invest all our efforts into that. And then they forget the essential part, that it's a game. A game exists for people to play. If people aren't able to play and have fun, that's the main aspect of a game. A game was meant for people to play and have fun. If people can't do that, then the game is obsolete. That's why they die at most within 10 to 15 years. At least within 5, I would say. Like the shortest amount of time I've seen a game die was 5. That's pretty fast, but 7, 8, 9 years, like that's like average. Yeah, that's 10 is like a high average. Like 8 or 9, I would say, is probably the more medium average. 8 is probably the solid average. So 8 years is what most the average time that these games last, and then they die. Um, and then the ones that have the paywalls, like this one, it didn't even last. What, like maybe a year and like 3/4, almost 2 years. This game has almost died within 2 years. Isn't that just a ridiculous notion right there? It's been 2 years that this game has been on launch. And within those 2 years, the developers have one, ignored the players, two, continued to make the game more pay to win and pay to play, and three, did everything in their power to hide their updates and then all the scams that people were having. Like you could see all the comments that I've had on YouTube, all the videos I've done on that. Like people got scammed off of so much money. It's not even funny. Like it should be a crime. It literally is a crime. So I don't understand. Like that's why the I don't know the gaming whoever the companies that have this gaming stuff they need to make laws or someone needs to make laws. The government needs to make laws for them so they can't scam people out of their money like that. Because think about it, it's a digital piece of information that gets lost within 5 to 10 years, and then that person doesn't have it for the rest of their life. However, a gaming console you can keep for your entire life so long as it works, so long as you treat it right, and that's it. And there's always replacement parts. There's always stuff here. There's always it's based on price and popularity, but there's always a way to fix something. And if you're really invested into it, you can keep it. Like I still have my Wii U. I still have my Nintendo DSs. Like I still have that. Still have my Xbox Series or not Series. I have my Xbox One S. I wish I had a new console because then I could play Mortal Kombat 1. So many things I wish for, but mostly I just wish for a computer to make more videos. And yeah, I could probably play Mortal Kombat on that, but I would definitely like consoles better because, I will eventually have to replace that computer. But consoles are they're pretty solid for the most part. Um but yeah, that's the thing about games. Like you could spend the equivalent on a console and have that for life. Like I'm not even joking. It's ridiculous to think about. Like I want companies and everyone around the globe to think about the gaming industry and think about this one thing, one message that everything in the gaming community when it comes to mobile gaming is literally tens of times more expensive than console games. I want you just to think about that. Just to think about that. At most, you spend 200 to 300 on like I know that sounds a lot, but like on games that are on your console, unless they have free in-app purchases, then you can. It's the same thing as mobile at that point. Basically, they tried to bring it over to console, realized it didn't work because console is such a better and much cooler experience. So once they figure out a way to put that on your phone, mobile gaming will be obsolete. I'm saying, like, right here, right now, mobile gaming will be obsolete if they're able to implement what they've done with consoles, where you can buy games for just $100, with all DLC and stuff, or maybe like 150 at most. Um. Oh wow, 7:45. Yep. Okay. Yep. There's a flash flood in my home, so that's why I'm just recording YouTube videos today. And I woke up at 4 because sleep paralysis demon, whatever they call it. Um, and it's raining. Yeah, it's pouring. But yeah, everybody, gaming industry people, sorry, corporations. That is, you're gonna kill the gaming industry, and then you're gonna have to move on. If you want the mobile gaming industry to stay, they can still transfer console stuff over, but if you want the thing to be like mobile games, like you can spend as much money as you want, whereas console games are like those games you will be in them and stay in them for like hours at a time on your phone, whereas mobile games can be like the thing you play like on your break when you have like 30 minutes or like 15 minutes, like just quick stuff. Because like most console games you kind of just you have to go in depth and play in, and it takes a few hours or 30 minutes, like it takes you a while. Definitely hours. Like it takes you a while to complete stuff. So it's just something to keep in mind. Mobile gaming industry, you have to. keep this mobile gaming industry alive. Otherwise, it'll just be dead. Plarium itself, this game, yeah, the grind. So the first, so I'm just gonna come to conclusion now. So thank you guys for watching. As always, AOG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Really shows your support, helps me out, keeps you up to date on my content. 108 subscribers last time I checked. So you guys are rocking it. Keep going, amazing. Yeah, I have to try and get a job, but I was gonna try and do it today, which is why I woke up early. But like, all I can just do online stuff. But like, I can't go out and give my resumes because, well, as you guys saw, there's literally a freaking flash flood. Here, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I don't think it's not raining that bad. Okay, cool. It's on and off right now, but yeah, this area like where I'm at is like near the most severe area, but it's not. I don't think it's in it. Hopefully not. Because we're at the bottom of a mountain, so like right next to it too. So I'm just like in a valley, but I'm like pretty far from the mountains, so I don't think I should be flooded that bad if I do get flooded. But fingers crossed. And knock on some wood. Okay, cool. So yeah, pretty much that's what we need to do to keep the gaming industry alive. So I did my outro. So people, if you want to leave, I'm gonna do a quick. But if you want to stay, I'm gonna do a quick just recap of everything I'm doing and do it very quickly. This is mostly for corporations and corporations and everyone who owns a gaming company or a game that's a gotcha system or a mobile game like this. Not console games, mobile games. What you need to do to fix your games first is make the grind a lot easier for free to play. Because I know it sounds like you're just rewarding free to play, but it's also rewarding people who pay money. And when you think about it, people who play games free to play only do that because they know that spending money will be a waste. But if they're enjoying the game and they realize that they can get a real fast boost, they will spend money. And you can keep the game alive. And yeah, like the top will still be dominated by people who pay a lot of money. I mean, to a certain extent, like if the game lasts like 20 years, like the person who started from the beginning will probably be at the top because, well, they're an expert. But like this way, you keep audiences. Like I know games are meant for younger audiences, so that's why they try and make them last only 8 to 10 years. So they reap the benefits and then they let them go. But the thing is, there's always newcomers, and when you have high rated games like Raid Shadow Legends, that game has been around forever. Balloons Tower Defense 6, that game has been around forever. There's still new people joining. So those games have lasted forever, and Balloons Tower Defense is a solid game. I will attest to that. It is one of the best games ever. Is it a perfect game? No. And that's one of the reasons why. The grind takes goddamn years, but that game is different because that's more content. That game is completely fine, honestly. There, mm, I don't want to say there's things wrong with Balloons Tower Defense 6 because it all comes down to balances. That's pretty much it, and that takes years to like buff out because you always introduce new stuff. Actually, balancing is constant and never ends, to be honest, because if they always release new stuff and new towers and they keep balancing other towers, like it's always going to be a pendulum. So they do one thing, something else gets broken, so they have to reshift and balance everything. So they have to keep doing that um, over and over again so that they don't break anything in the game and they don't give advantage to people who have a certain character or certain stuff or content unlocked compared to other people, and then it ends up progressing their account really far. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind. And then last thing I want to talk about. So after all of that, so you know, keep the grind to a minimum. Um, it's fine if it's content. People are fine with content, but if the content is, you know, stopping you from advancing to the point where if you pay, you can advance much faster. I don't think it should be implemented because then you get into the thing where people who pay get content and people who pay don't. It's fine if it's characters because they'll always have a way to get that character as long as they implement it because they have to do that. So you always have to implement some way for free to play players to get new content and don't make it like insanely impossible because like 1% chance is just like come on. I'm not spending any money whatsoever, and that's what discourages players. Um, NetherRealm Games has done pretty well, but even then, like they've had a pretty bad rap. Even though their game has better chances to draw legendaries from their packs than this game, and other games guarantee legendaries on a 10 draw. So it just goes to show that yeah, they're not designed as well, but their draw chances are better. That's why they're still alive because their draw chances are insanely good. So that's another thing. The chances to get things that are much better in the game, you have to bump them way up. Like it's BS that people have to wait that long and have to get that lucky cuz when a game becomes RNG, what's the point of playing? Like you're just attracting gambling addicts. Like at that point, only people who are addicted to gambling will continue playing the game just for drawing. That's it. And just to like see their account like really good. Like I don't understand people who will stay if it's basically impossible to get anything, and that's what's happening with this slide right now. Excuse me. So this light, it's just dying. Like people keep releasing videos like talking negative. It's like a bad time for Dislight right now, and it's because they're not putting any effort into their updates. So I'm done with the message with all the people who are just like in general corporations and what they should do with their games. So the grind, the paywalls, the ads are really annoying. It's fine if you keep them to like two or three, but like five, like every time is it ruins your day. Like it really does. Like you open the game and you're like, I don't want to open this game because I'm wasting 30-20 seconds just clicking through all these ads just to play the game. Like no. Um yeah, what else did I want to say? There's a few more things. Oh yeah, so I was talking specifically to Dislight. So Dislight, um, yeah, free to play Daddy pretty much explained the brunt of the problem in the game. But there's definitely a lot of other problems that are equally as important that I don't think he mentioned. But you know, it would be a very much longer video if he did that. So go check out his video. But basically, the top 10 espers that have ruined the game, and it's not just 10. It's definitely more than just 10 espers, but definitely those 10 are like the brunt of the problem. Oh my god, bro, my stomach hurts right now. I don't know why. Um, Jesus. So yeah, it's really not feasible for people to play unless they have those espers. So then people are just not gonna want to play the game anymore. And then you have all your new espers behind pay to win contents. Like I said, you have to everyone like you're not the only one doing this. So I'm not saying that that's specifically you, Dislight. Excuse me, but you need to fix that because every company needs to fix that because it discourages most of your player base. Most of your play. Oh God, sorry. I think I'm sick. I don't know what's going on with me, but it is what it is. Um, yeah. So Dislike. I keep going off topic. I need to make this video shorter. That's what you need to do. This I'm ending it here. But yeah, Dislike. This is what you need to do because this is a game that I really like. So Dislike. What they specifically need to do. I'm repeating myself now is fix those espers. That balancing is going to take a while, but That'll be a long term. Short term, make your draws a lot easier for chances. Make getting specific espers that you have, choosing specific espers, a lot easier. Um, I like that you implemented this new thing, but I feel like you should only get espers that are below a certain resonance, unless you have espers that are above a certain resonance. Because then you're wasting wish stones, you're wasting your time, and people are still complaining because you basically just added another resonance pool that gave us like a tiny bit better chance. Like we thought it was going to be so much better, and it ended up being pretty bad. So I like the thing where people said before, you get a new Esper if you have any that you're not collecting. I think it should be including rare, epic, and legendary, but it should prioritize legendaries first, because you're spending 100 wish stones, and then obviously you'd spend less for the other espers, unless I think they're shimmer, right? Epic shimmer, because I think they make them worth the same, or there's something they do in the game, which I think is BS, but whatever. Um, so yeah, that's what they need to do. Like short term, is make specific espers a lot easier to get. Um, Again with the pieces, I don't understand why they think grinding for characters and getting little pieces of them and taking like months at a time. Like people like stuff daily. Like that is what they like. Getting 10 draws a day and being able to do at least 10 draws and getting a legendary, I can do that on other games. That is what satisfies the gotcha. And they have most of the other stuff down, the mechanics, getting characters. So if they did that, the game would be a lot better, like insanely better. Spending any money on the game would catapult your account. Like, yeah, they would make less. Well, I don't think they would make less money because you would get a boom of people. Your free to play players then become your people who actually spend money on the game. Like you have to keep that in mind, like just in general, not just this light, but every company. When you spend when you release content that is applicable to everybody and everybody likes it, and you reward players not only for being playing the game, so free to play would basically, and also people who paid, and then top up the people who paid as well, because that's fine. They paid money, they should get whatever the company thinks that their money is worth. That's how it should be. um, but to a certain extent, you can't just extort people of money or scam people out of their money, because then you get games that die. So that's my message. I'm gonna end it here because it's gonna be really long. But my message to everybody: try and save the game in a certain way. And then I'll do a specific video on this slide. But the reason I'm not even talking about Mech Arena is because I think the devs need to first send out an apology letter, and then set up a way that the community can talk to them, and then the community will tell them what they want, and they have to implement it. Like that's the only way to save the game. It's gonna die in less than a year. That's my prediction. Unless something is able to revitalize it, it's gonna die. So yeah, and then the gear hub, we'll see how that goes. But from what we've seen, that it's not been good. Anyway, I'm ending the video here. Thank you guys for watching as always. I'll see you guys later.